Hey guys, this is Mr. O'Brien here, and for this science help video, we're going to be talking about plants and animal cells. Now, what we're going to be focusing on is the difference between the two. So, when we look at plant and animal cells, there's pretty much a structural difference. Now, you'll notice here that animal cells really don't have a rigid structure. They're surrounded by what's known as a cell membrane. And the cell membrane is composed of what's known as a phospholipid bilayer. So this cell membrane can take the shape of a whole bunch of different things. It's not just one shape, but this cell membrane surrounds everything. Now in a plant cell, it's surrounded by what's known as a cell wall. So the cell wall is very rigid. It doesn't really change shapes very much. So the cell wall is made of cellulose, but as you can see here, the cell wall forms a pretty good wall structure that's not going to change. Now, there is a cell membrane on the inside of that cell wall, just like the animal cell, but the big difference is that cell wall. So animal cells, like I said, are surrounded by a cell membrane. Now, there's a couple other different things that we want to talk about here, but for the most part, they're roughly the same. Now, animal cells also contain what are known as lysosomes. And lysosomes are pretty much the recycling bins for the cell. Lysosomes pretty much come in and they break down dead cell parts, and they recycle them back into the structure. Now, animal cells also have more prevalent mitochondria. Now, plant cells contain mitochondria as well, but the difference is the mitochondria in the animal cells are the most prevalent, as in they're the ones that are responsible for making all of the energy. Now in plant cells, like I said, the number one key thing is that they contain a cell wall. Now the cell wall is this rigid area that is surrounding the cell membrane of the plant cell. Now, plant cells also contain chloroplast. And chloroplast is where photosynthesis occurs. Now, photosynthesis is where the plant performs all of its energy-creating function. This is what creates the sugar. So in this case, photosynthesis takes CO2 and converts it into oxygen and makes that glucose molecule. Now, the other thing that is more prevalent in plant cells is the vacuole. So the vacuole is much larger in the plant cell. And the reason that it's much larger is that plant cells need to store more energy than animal cells. And without this vacuole, it'd be very hard for a plant cell to survive during rough times, like where there's not much food or water. So let's compare the two cells that we have here. So we have a plant cell, we have an animal cell. We're going to make a little Venn diagram here. Now remember, the plant cell contains a cell wall, also has a large vacuole, and it also contains chloroplast. Now, animal cells have no cell wall. Their outside covering is a cell membrane, which is actually contained in both plants and animals. They also have a small vacuole and no chloroplast. Finally, animal cells usually or sometimes have a flagella, which allows for movement in it. Now, for the most part, plant and animal cells all contain organelles. And in this case, we're looking at things like the cell membrane, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, rough and smooth ER, nucleus, cytoplasm, and ribosome. So in this case, pretty much all the organelles, because they're eukaryotic cells, are the same in plants and animals except for a few things. So there really isn't much difference between plant and animal cells, but But hopefully this video clears it up a little bit for you. This is Mr. O'Brien signing off.